Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to wait for some of you who may be direct marketers, home-based business owners, gig workers, self-employed, plumbers, hairdressers. Listen, I want you to like and share this video. I am going to share some information with you. Hello, Wesley. Hello, hello, hello. All right, like and share this video. I think this is going to be some interesting information for those of you who are in business. The least little bit of business activity, or you've been trying. I want to share this information with you. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get some. Tell me who you are. If you are connecting right now, go ahead and post your name on the bottom. Hey, Lamaria. Okay. Can't wait to see your first city council meeting tonight. Well, you've seen the other one, so here we go. All right. Hey, Richard. Hello from Little Rock. Good deal. All right. Anybody else? Go ahead and post your name. Tell me where you are from if you are connecting with me. Okay. And this video. And you may come back around later. So, all right. All right. I see a few of you on here. A few. This is 12 o'clock. Maybe you can catch it. Hey, honey. Sure. I can't say your name. Fisher. I know you. I can't say your name. Look like we're not pronouncing it like it's spelled before. But listen, it's good to be here this morning. Wow. Yes, Dumas, Arkansas. Way to go, Dumas. Little Rock, Monticello. So listen, the title, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And it's not going to be real long. I just want to put a few things out there because many times when things happen governmental and we have opportunities, some of us are afraid to take those opportunities. I ran into several people who had the opportunity to be helped during the last time that the SBA offered PPP. It said hospital isn't this round of PPP according to sources. Hospital isn't in this round of PPP according to sources. Okay, so I don't know where they got that from. I have not seen that. I've seen any business entity, and I'm gonna. Okay, Karen, thank you. And I've seen all business entities. So if you fit, then I've not seen them excluded from it. But it's a couple of things on here that I wanted to share. So I'm gonna go straight to it. First of all, I titled this as to why you should keep good records. If you're going to be in business or you're going to have a side hustle that you realize, hey, I'm baking cakes for the nation, but I never really thought about that this could be my tax advantage. And then you find out, well, if you had some records, you would actually be able to help yourself out. It's very interesting every year during tax season. And I got both tax on my mind and also information that will help you guys as business owners, because we're just into money, period, here at Shekinah Services. Okay. Particularly giving you great opportunity and helping you, or being the type of people that would actually help you help that you can trust to get you through some of the situations. Okay, so what I was saying is I signed up for the SBA for the accent program for women and entrepreneurs. Great, that's a good program. So here's what I want to tell you. It's always important to keep good records. If you're going to have a business, and I'm going somewhere with this, so hang with me. If you're going to have a business, for instance, whether you are working from home, many of you are network marketers. You are direct marketers. Now, and which means that you are sole proprietors. That means you don't have any employees. You're one owner, you're sole proprietor. okay, without any employees, right? So I do want to, let me chunk this in here for good measure. I put out there this morning, blind leading the blind, and y'all know what that means, because that's the way I feel about some of the groups that we are in, because they give very poor advice, unprofessional advice, and they give advice that they may have read off the internet. And our internet is great, but our internet articles and information are not always expert information, or they don't always put the bigger picture together. So when you're not in a particular business and you read information from online, it doesn't mean you have all the other scenarios and all the other information and the strategy or the knowledge to put it all together and make it work for you. So that's what happens in a lot of the groups that we are in, is that we're trying to, first of all, not pay professionals to do the work for us, right? We want to do that all the time. I get people that hit my messenger, might send me a quick text and say, hey, I want a quick answer. And let me tell you, in 2021, don't look for a quick answer. Go ahead and go to Shekinah Services and book you an appointment, which is probably going to cost you, okay? Because we've got to learn to respect people in business, and generally 1 or 2 answers is not getting it for you anyway. And anybody that's a professional, we can't stay in your messenger and constantly talk to you and tell you what to do. You're going to have to make an investment into yourself. That was just a sidebar, okay? So back to the regular scheduled subject. It is why you need to keep good records, because of this particular time, such as this, when the PPP has been offered. And some of the people who are asking me, asking if we can help, a lot of the things that you need are out of place. So I want to back up, okay? And I want to say, if you're going to be in business, don't play with it, and keep good records. That's all the way to the ground rules of setting up your business, okay? There are things that we call that are best practices. They may not necessarily be in black and white, which there are some people who will actually write it as if it's in black and white, because guess what? They gathered information off the internet. They're not experts, or they were taught by someone who is very strong in the way that they deliver or they do business, and that's all they know. So they don't know of anything else. So when you go into business, best practice is, no matter what type of business you have, first of all, why don't you separate your financial matters? What I am particularly referring to is set up a business account. It's not going to hurt you, even if you're paying your bills out of there, or you having certain things that you're having to do. And I'm talking particularly to those who are home-based business, direct market, network marketers, and so forth. It's still best practice that you have a separate bank account, so that your expenses can be clearly defined. And at the same time, at a time like this, when PPP is available, you will have these things in place. Now, what you do need to know, that's not record keeping, okay? That's not particularly record keeping. It's associated with record keeping. What comes after setting up your bank account is keeping up with your expenses. So some of you think that you can have a bank statement and then you can submit it to a tax preparer, and that's all you need. Well, that's not all you need. Matter of fact, if you were in an audit, auditors don't accept, most auditors will not accept your bank statement. Here's why. Let's use a little common sense. If you go to Walmart and you purchase Walmart, there's a transaction on there that has Walmart. You might go to Walgreens or anywhere, and the transaction has Walgreens. Okay, don't you know that you have to specifically categorize and explain the purpose the item and the purpose of which you purchased or whatever you purchased at Walgreens to make it be a business expense. Just because it's coming out of your bank account does not mean that it is a business expense. Okay, trying to help you all in 2021. And so therefore, you still need and should separate your information. I'm writing everything down and making copies of it. Okay, that still isn't good enough, because for every business transaction you have, if you want to take good records, you must explain the purpose, the location, and the date. Receipts themselves does not is not great record keeping. So this is why, since Wesley is on here, this is why, Wesley, I always refer you to my website, so that the little categorized and itemized sheet that I have, you can get that sheet and at least calculate what you have and put it in category, because that's another thing, is being in categories, because you never want to put anything on your tax return that just has miscellaneous on there, and it leaves auditors, IRS, state to guess, why did you do what you did and what exactly is it that you did. Okay, so good record keeping is a must. It is a must. If you're going to be in business, in any type of business, and seriously be about it, then you have to learn to practice. Does this happen overnight? No, it does not happen overnight. Good gracious. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be transparent. I remember the first time I was trying to operate business, and I was just doing my networking business at that point. And I called my leader over, cooked him a steak and a meal, and said, hey, Ed, help me separate all these receipts from all these times I transacted business, right? Oh boy. But I did cook him a steak. Okay, that's a huge no. That's why I can beat some of y'all up over the head right now, because listen, when you have come through and you realize the purpose of it, and you've corrected your mistake, become disciplined, and your mindset changed, then you can go back and help somebody else. So it's all just to help you. Your items need to be categorized. You need to have a good system and in place, so that, and I know a lot of people use Excel. You try to go to Excel spreadsheet because you don't want to go to a software system that actually that you have to pay for. Okay, you don't want to go to one of those. I can make all of this in soft, but guess what? Some Excel spreadsheets have not passed the bill. You know why? Because you don't have the information in them that you need. You simply have transactions. And so this is why we have, I think Wesley just put up my website. I have 2 opportunities for you to have a great record keeping system to help you out. Okay. And so I'm going to check out your website. I'm working on this. Okay, great. So now, as it relates to PPP, there are some of you that probably would have, Wesley, since you're putting that on there, put ShekinahTaxes.com on there for me too, okay? So since you have an opportunity to have PPP, I want to let you know that some of you, and I'm just dealing with this right now, I'll come back and do S Corp, C Corp, some of the requirements for the banks, particularly my bank, that is helping people get their PPP loans. If you are an independent contractor, self-employed, sole proprietor with no employees, is very little information that you have to have so that they can check to see if you have, if it's available for you. Okay, so you've got you simply, and when I talk about, many of you probably have contract work. That makes it you get a 1099, then you are a contract worker, and then possibly you have added a Schedule C to your individual tax return. If you have done that, then the possibilities are great that you may be able to apply for the PPP loan. That's the first thing I want you to do, is don't be so afraid. At least look into, do I qualify to apply? And then there are other, so I'll talk about that later. So the very simple thing, if you are, and this is, I'm talking about any contract, independent contract worker, gig workers, Uber Eats, oh Lord, what else you have? Lyft, and y'all know all this stuff that you have that's independent contracting, all of these things, direct marketing, all of these things qualify to at least look into if you have your business set up right, okay? So, and you do not always have to have an EIN. Can I deal with that? The EIN is for people who are going to have employees, right? Y'all just keep doing stuff. And you don't have to have an LLC. You need to find out if what you are doing, if you should be sole proprietorship, LLC, and then LLCs are just memberships, and then you go ahead and declare yourself a corporation, S Corp or C Corp. That's for a whole nother deal. And that's for a deal that you will probably have to pay for, because I'm going to do some webinars through the tax season to try to help you guys understand this, so you won't everybody just running out there jumping up and getting LLCs for no reason, when some of you guys could probably stay sole proprietorship, which is the easiest taxation it is. Yes, you will be taxed. So there's some other things, but I ain't gonna go into them right now. But I want to let you know, if you are independent contractor, self-employed, sole proprietorship with no employees, all that's needed to apply is your driver's license, a canceled voided check, your profit and loss from your business. This is why I'm tying record keeping into this situation, because some people should be able to get this, but you have not done your first works. So out of this, I hope that you learn to do your first works. And so your profit and loss statement, in some banks, they will allow you to write your profit and loss statement and submit it, okay, if it's created for you. Some are asking that you have the one directly from your tax return. So when you have a profit and loss statement, if you have a profit, then you most definitely will qualify for assistance with the PPP loan. So sometimes, let me interject this as a tax professional, okay? Sometimes this is why you guys don't understand. You're always looking to lose in your business. Losing doesn't mean that you pay a lot for your taxes. Okay, I'm sorry. Profit does not mean that you pay a lot on your taxes. Okay, it could be that you have incurred enough expenses incurred that just covers your liability, and you still make a profit in your business. This is why good strategy, good business mentors, you should have them. You should invest in yourself. Many of you have been my econners. You should stay aboard, because we teach you this, even though you want to defect and go do other things and scramble for the information. You get this with our training, okay? And so you need to know that that profit and loss statement are your expenses. And if they say, well, you can give me a separate profit and loss statement, then you create that. But what you want to do is you want to be sure that you have a profit. If you do not have a profit, then according to straight information, you are ineligible. But after having that, if you have any little profit, then you just give them a copy of your bank statement, particularly 2/15/2020, so that you can meet the guidelines for having your business open by February 15th, so that you will be eligible that way. I hope this makes sense to you. That's only 4 documents they're asking for. The first one is your driver's license. The second one is your voided check. The third one is your Schedule C. And the fourth one is your bank statement. Now, they understand that some of you probably did not have, or some of you did not have a separate business bank account, but your business funds run through that account. So I'm just recommend submit your things. And then there's nothing wrong with submitting your applications to several different banks to help you get through, and whichever one responds accordingly and give you the best deal, best offer, so forth, then of course that's what you always choose. Again, Shekinah Services has a lender for PPP. All you guys have to do is supply your name, your number, and your email address to me, and we will do what we can to make that happen for you. And that is it. Can you believe that if you are independent contractor, self-employed, sole proprietor with no employees, you only are looking at 4 documents to submit to most banks, but I do know it's to my bank for you to be reviewed to see if you qualify. This also stands for, the first 4 documents stand for sole proprietors and self-employed people with employees. There's going to be one other document that's added if you have employees, okay? And that is Form 940. Your Form 940 for 2020 is your employer's annual federal unemployment tax return. FUTA. I can't say that with my lip. FUTA form, okay? And that is it. Those of you who have employees, those of you who have employees, those of you who have been setting this up properly, then you probably have it. So that's only 5, okay? That's only 5 documents. And they come with, what do we say again? Okay, let me go back over it. I'm going to start back over. Independent contractor, self-employed, sole proprietorship with no employees. That will cover some those gig workers, Uber, Lyft, direct marketing, and all of this. Okay, with no employees, you're going to need a driver's license, voided check, a copy of your Schedule C, or a stated copy of your profit and loss statement, and then a front copy of your bank statement, particularly dated for 2/15/2020. Now, add that and add employees. You're going to have all of those documents, and you're going to add only one other document, and that's going to be Form 940, which is about your FUTA taxes, the 940 for 2020, which is submitted on those that you pay. Now, what you have to keep in mind is that another qualification for the PPP is that you have to calculate, or you have to show that you have a 25% revenue reduction in either one of those quarters from 2019 up into 2020. You can show in one of those quarters, then that will qualify you. You got to show it in at least one of those quarters, 25% revenue reduction. Okay, so I got some instructions for how that works for you. This won't be the video that we share that in, but we're going to work on that video and sharing with you guys, because I think we have until March to apply for these funds that the government has given us. And so we want to do our best to get you ready. And I wanted to let you know that farmers, the information I had learned was confirmed yesterday by another CPA, that farmers who actually had a loss, you can still apply for the PPP. So there are going to be special circumstances for you, provisions for you if you got a loss and you were a farmer. As I get other information, I will come on and share it with you. Okay? All right. So do you have any questions? I hope this helped you guys, but I started off with good record keeping because this is what's hindering a lot of people from even trying, because they are not disciplined enough. Their mindset, if you're going to have a business, you need to have good record keeping, and you need to know, people, that you have over 475 deductions that are available to you if you are in business. Now, this is going to work for clergy, for nonprofit organizations and profit organizations. Do y'all hear me? 501c3 has been open to you. Some churches are 501c3. So also, I want you not to get bent on the fact that it says PPP loan. I heard one person in our training says they believe that putting loan on there was throwing people off because, of course, no one wants to make a debt. And so they think the government was smart in saying it's a loan, but it is a forgiveness loan. So there's still yet something to do. Once you get the finances, how about I'll put out some information. How many of you would actually join me on webinars so that I can share with you ways that you can keep records that may help you get your PPP loan forgiven? Let me know if you would, and we'll make that happen, okay? But there's still yet something you need to do once you have obtained those funds so that you can get it all forgiven, okay? Oh, and one other thing, some of us did not get forgiven because we got the EIDL on the first PPP loan. However, that will not count this time. It's not a part of the forgiveness so far. So it's a win-win situation if you have just the smallest things in place. Okay? All right? Okay. Thank you, Lamarla. Okay. If you will attend one, we will talk about it. All right? And I will set that date and get that out on the internet. Y'all have a great day, okay? Time to go in here and do some administrative work. Get some taxes out. Bye-bye.